Action.
How did you feel about becoming a parent before becoming a parent?
So I'm a parent. I'm just joking. Yeah, because I'm a parent. So breast now, breast now, Okay, so that has been so that gives a yeah, definitely. Hey guys, it's amazing having you here again today. Thank you so much for your feedback on the last video, your comments, your questions, your likes, your shares, your tweets, your what else? Retweets and all the lovely things you guys did to get engaged and involved in the conversation. And thank you for the ideas that you've given so far. We're going through everything and we're going to reply as many of them as we can in the next few days, if we haven't already replied to yours. Anyway, in this episode we're talking about something that is no news to most of you, and that's us becoming parents. So I'm sure for those of you who've been following us for a couple of years now, just a few years, you possibly remember our wedding videos, our honeymoon videos, our first set of vlogs.
Now that you say it like that, it's so touching.
Yeah, so it's like you've been part of our journey in some form or fashion, and we just really want to appreciate you for your prayers, your love, your care, your concern, even your criticisms.
Well, some of you, not all of you, there's some talk that are just like, what did we say? What are you saying? But yeah, for most people really gave nice comments, and yeah, we're really there for us. So thank you very, very much. We really appreciate the love.
Thank you. Now we started off as I started off as one, then 1 + 1 became another 1, and now we've created another.
We have a baby.
No, you gotta follow the trend. 1 1. Two of us, no, the 1 and the 1 became 1, and now this one have another 1. Just go with the program.
Right, you know the 1 could also have produced 2 or 3 or 4.
Oh yeah, but it's 1 for now. Okay, so this episode is all about the changes, the experience so far, and getting you guys to share with us some of your best parenting tips. Of course, we do understand that some of you have way more experience than us. You have children who are now parents, who now have children who are now parents, not those your grandparents, and all of that. We believe that we're just starting out on the parenting journey and possibly have a thing or two to learn from you. But first off, we want to go back and excavate some experiences based on our praise, who's now here, and we'll talk to Toju first on what our experiences have been.
Have you heard him call me Toju on this vlog before?
Yeah,
it's just really strange when he calls me Toju. I can't remember the last time he called me Toju. I mean, he called me Toju yesterday, and I was just like, who else is in my house? I was literally just, who else is calling me Toju in my house? So my name is Toju, for those of you who do not know. Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna alternate it. She'll share her experience, I'll share mine, and back and forth. But before we do that, I want to go down memory lane and just take a look at some of the pictures we've taken so far since we became parents, right from the hospital through the naming ceremony to a couple of days or maybe weeks ago. Enjoy.
Unto us a child is born, unto us a son is given, and his name shall be Carmine. The name Carmine is from the Hebrew word Carmel, which means a fruit garden, a fruitful land. Our son Carmine shall be a garden of God. He shall be fresh, fruitful, and he shall flourish in every good way. Ladies and gentlemen, let's celebrate Carmine.
So before I even got pregnant at all, obviously the anticipation, where you've done 6 months, 9 months in marriage, even though we intentionally wanted to wait a year, which we did. So by the time it was about the 9th, 10th month, the anticipation was there, the excitement, like, babe, let's not wait for 1 year now, 10 months is okay now, that kind of thing. So I was really excited at that point. And then when I became pregnant, the shopping, my goodness, I was always online. I was always looking for the next baby thing. I knew they're all so cute. So I was still very excited, and my pregnancy was supernatural. And I guess most of you know the story, but for those of you who do not know, I had a superb pregnancy. So even still at that time, I was excited. But I guess towards the end, maybe about 36, 37 weeks, you know, when they say the head has started engaging, let's not go into the medical class of that. Then maybe a little discomfort or pain here and there, but all in all, I was still excited. So I think before becoming a parent, I was excited about becoming a parent. Yeah.
So how do I feel about becoming a parent before becoming a parent? I felt excited. I was looking forward to it. Of course, not as excited as my wife was, but I was just trying, because I love adventure. I love new terrains, new environments, new spaces, and I didn't really know what exactly to expect in terms of the day-to-day demands of it. I was very excited about the possibility of extending the human race, giving God an extra voice on earth, and being a daddy, as in like literally having somebody who came out of me. It's exciting, it's overwhelming, sometimes it's unbelievable many times, because I'm just like, okay, so this boy came out of me. But before becoming a parent, I was quite excited.
Labor. I think the only thing I did not like about my labor experience, my husband says, and that's labor now, was when my contractions started coming back to back to back to back to back. So there was no breathing space. But apart from that, I loved everything else. I never wanted to have my baby in the morning or in the afternoon, or be on the road at 3 or 4 a.m. I wanted it to be at night and serene. So I got to the hospital about past 11. So it was quiet, it was calm. The nurses and the doctor had my time, full-time attention. It wasn't noisy. Everybody was hands-on. There was no agitation from people moving up and down. So I think that really helped. So while the contractions were quite painful, but they were very bearable, I was not shouting, I was not yanking my husband's hair out, cursing him out or anything. So in retrospect, pain aside, I really enjoyed my labor experience, and it wasn't too long. It wasn't all those grievous stories of 32 hours labor, 16 hours labor. And I know people go through that for different reasons, so I'm not even being unsympathetic towards them. I'm just thankful that in 3-4 hours I was done. So yeah, all in all, it was good.
You know, the thing is, men don't go through labor, but for some guys who are there when labor is taking place, it's like you going through labor yourself. Now, interestingly, I know how to keep my cool and be calm and everything, but watching my wife go through the process allowed me to have a new level of respect for her as a person, and then for the female species as a whole. Because I'm like, okay, this is intense, this is sustained, this is, and I have to confess, you know, we always wanted to have a certain number of children, but after I saw her go through labor for the first time, I said, do we really have to go through this number of times? But I think we'll do that anyway. But it was quite intense, but she's a strong girl, and even though she had a moments of truth be told, I'd never seen my wife's beautiful face go through so many contortions within an hour before. But through it all, it was quite enlightening. The adrenaline was high, but it was a good experience. I look forward to having it again, maybe just a few times.
Responsibility, that's what it feels like. So, I mean, you have to think about feeding him, buying him clothes. Well, we did all of that earlier on, but he has to be protected, baby proofing, and all of that. So it's a lot of responsibility. And initially, I'll be very honest with you, all that romantic comedy movies about you hold your baby in your arms and you just fall in love with him or her, it didn't happen to me. I grew to love my child more. So when he became easier to handle, I understood what his cries meant. You know, he could smile, he could hold his neck up. When he became more of a person, more of a human being, if you will, then the love grew. And right now we're just on cloud 9. So being a parent, it's a lot of responsibility, but it's also a very heartwarming thing when my child wakes up and all he's doing is just smiling at me, wanting me to throw him up in the air, wanting me to carry him and not someone else. So yeah, it's responsibility, but it's also very heartwarming being a parent.
It's not about the feelings anymore, it's real. Like, the boy is here, the demands are real. I have to deal with him crying at different times. I have to deal with my wife being up. In fact, my most consistent picture of my wife is my wife carrying my son and nursing him, or singing a lullaby, or taking care of my son, or feeding him, or pampering him, or something like that. So the responsibility is very, very real and tangible. So it's a mix of adventure, excitement, personal discipline, and having to be there and having to take care of him. But overall, it's been fulfilling and very enjoyable.
Favorite things. I already mentioned one, the smiles. Carmine's smiles are just, I don't know how to describe them. He's always smiling. He doesn't even really care if he's met you before or not. You know all those babies that just born and then go into their mom's shoulders? Carmine is not like that. He's always smiling, so I love that. He used to cry a lot when he was born. He just used to cry, but now he hardly really cries. And once he cries, I know what it is, and once that is sorted, he's fine. What else do I enjoy about being a parent? Of course, everybody loves you extra. There's just this thing about when you walk into a house, we're like, oh, Auntie Toju is here, or Carmine is here, and everybody wants to carry him. And at that point, I can sleep and lean back. And I just like the fact that everybody is crazy about my baby. Yeah.
I see him and I can't explain the joy, the connectivity, the oneness, the camaraderie, the intense sense of union. I was telling somebody, I think about 2 weeks ago, I said, sometimes I feel I have a crush on him, but that's bad, right? Not in that way, of course, but in just a way that I love him in a way that I can't explain, I can't describe it, but it's so real. And then we have these little games we play, and how I carry him, and he likes me carrying him a certain way, and songs. I've become a songwriter. Well, not just at King's, but at home, really, just creating new songs that well out of my heart. And he smiles when I sing many of them with my wife. And the excitement of thinking about the future, it's been about 4 or 5 months now, but just thinking about the future and what he's going to become as God helps us raise him the best way we can. Those things are very exciting. His smile, of course, even his cry sometimes, it's just very cute. And there are many things about him that make me laugh. My wife says I laugh at him a lot. Well, not in a bad way, but I do laugh at him because there's some things that he does, and I'm like, okay, dude, what's going on? So those are some of the favorite things about my dad.
I don't think I need to answer this. Dear new moms, help me answer this part. I mean, I'm used to it now, but waking up at night to feed Carmine eats every 2 hours without fail. Every 2 hours, and once in a while, maybe when he's having a growth spurt or he didn't eat well before he slept, it could even be less than that. So while I'm used to it, there's still some nights I'm like, bro, can I just give you Valium or formula or something and just knock you out? But that's my least favorite part. I think anything else? I think that's my least favorite part. And then, okay, the fact that he's exclusive, so I can't drop him off as much as I'd want to. Yeah, so the feeding part, really. He better say mommy is hardworking. Hardworking in the sense that I take care of him a lot and take care of the house and take care of his daddy. But I think he'd also say, I don't know, mommy is kind. Because while there are times where I could just flip out and lose it, times when I haven't slept, or times when maybe daddy has upset me, or times when I can't just drop him off with grandma because she doesn't have food to sustain him for the hours I have to be away. I don't take it out on him in any way. I mean, I know it's it's not normal to lash out on your child, but I know that some parents could do it, not because they want to, just because they are worked up and tired. But I don't think I've ever done that to Carmine. I just still find a way to just remember that, come on, he's a baby, he needs you. And so I think he'd say, mommy is kind. Yeah.
I think that he might use a few words like playful, because I play with him a lot, like diligent, because I think many times, interestingly now, he started looking at my computer when I'm working, and I work a lot, particularly on my mobile phone and the computer. So I think he'll call me hardworking and diligent, he'll call me playful and prayerful, because many times when I carry him, I lay hands on him, or without laying hands on him, I'm just praying for him and speaking into his life. A couple of days ago, I was speaking in tongues, and I was looking at my lips, and I was beginning to wonder, maybe his first words are going to be in tongues, who knows? Well, babies already speak their own kind of tongues, but the other kind I'm talking about. So I think he will describe me in those ways.
I'm not planning. Planning means you're actually strategizing that, you know, come this month you shall conceive. No, I'm not planning to. And then also depends on what you mean by soon. So when is soon is the next few months, no. And then all this, I was pregnant but I do not know. I hear that story a lot. Hopefully it doesn't happen to me, but no, I'm not planning to have a child soon.
Me! I'm sorry, that was so dramatic. Well, I will not plan to have another child soon, but who knows? All you have to do is to keep on guessing for those who like guessing. And for those who don't like guessing, just stay tuned, and when it happens, you're going to know about it. So you have an idea of what it's been like being a dad and being a mom, being a king and a queen, and then having a prince in the house. And that's just a snippet. There's a whole lot we're not able to capture in that. But talking about guessing, some of you guessed. In fact, most of you guessed.
So for those who haven't been watching the vlog, so while Carmine was still in my tummy, we asked.
Tummy, wasn't your tummy?
You know what we mean. Well, we asked people to guess if it was going to be a boy or a girl, and about 97% of people are just saying girl. I'm so sure it's a girl. I'm so sure it's a girl.
Yeah, very few people got it right, but there we go. Maybe they were futuristic. There's some people in the world that they call futurists. They see the future.
We're asking them about that one, not future.
Yes, so maybe they were thinking of the times to come. Thumbs up to you guys.
Okay.
Anyway.
Right.
So we talked about, you mentioned something about exclusive feeding and that being your
oh yeah, and that reminds me of something. So exclusive feeding as in being my least favorite part, while I know about all the benefits and all. But I mean, interestingly, we went for Carmine's immunization at the health center. This was his 14-week immunization, I believe. And you know, matron came, okay, let's sign up for praise and worship. I was even surprised. They were even doing praise and worship.
Prayer first.
Yes.
And then
it was a bit strange, but I'm like, okay, nice, good. And so praise and worship, after singing maybe thank you Jesus or darling something Jesus, like my brothers and sisters, the next thing I heard was
breast now, breast now,
I think so. This whole breast.
No milk, they like
no water, be like No, it was no formula, be like no water, be like
oh,
mother's breast. I'm like, what?
It was just weird.
Yeah, it was really weird. But I mean, while it's stressful and all, but they really told us the benefits of exclusive breastfeeding. And then the song just kind of unconsciously, subconsciously, emotionally gingered me, blackmailed me into continuing. Yeah.
Oh, we're almost there, you know, soon be there. But I think that one of the things that you also mentioned much earlier about parenting is that a lot of people just talk about, oh, congratulations, you have a baby and all. But they don't talk about the demands that come with it, the late nights, having to wake up at different times. She does more of that than I do. So what was I really saying? Okay, people being able to prepare for it. So if you're a young couple and you're on the precipice of having a child or raising a family, I think it's important for you to have conversations with people that have gone through it to really get the full picture. It's not just about having this cute picture with the dad and the mom and the baby here. It's also about the behind the scenes, the processes of being there. All right. Okay, so for us, there are different things that we do. Of course, we enjoy the process, but we also like sing the songs that are original. And I can't say that I wrote the songs. I can just say that what happened? The songs.
It just came out of joy and play and trying to deal.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So there was one day when we had to leave someone. My wife was saying, "Oh, we need to go. And I was carrying my son. So we just there singing, "We need to go."
That picture's hard for me.
We need to go. We need to go, go, go. 'Cause Mama just said so. We go. So. Let's go.
I know how my husband likes cracking all these dry jokes and all. At first I'm like, you've come again. But before I knew it, mommy to start singing the song and it's just become a thing. Yeah.
The one, which other one? There was one.
We're not singing all our songs here. Because we can't hear it in our band now. We are not singing the
songs. I mean, so you might watch out for that. Who knows? We might create our own. What's it called? Kiddies collection or
what they call the song? Nursery rhymes, something.
Nursery rhymes, something like that. What we'll think about it. So stay tuned. So in wrapping this up,
a couple of things from me. Wrapping these things up, based on this phase that we're at, I like to thank my husband again in person for being there through the labor experience, like driving me there. Well, he didn't carry me, but walking with me, passing my back. He wasn't looking through a window or anything. He was there recording. He saw the head. He saw everything.
I saw the head come out and wanted to faint.
He saw everything.
Out of panic. We're just like,
so thank him for being there, and even through the immunizations, I've never carried Carmine at any immunization, although the nurses have planned for me that next time I must carry him. My husband has always carried him, so I just want to thank him for being there. And then based on what he said about learning from, you're welcome, learning from couples who've had babies, you're going to hear all sorts of things, suggestions that you don't even ask for, suggestions that make sense, that don't make sense. I mean, take it all, thank them, but you don't have to do everything people have said. You are the best mom for your child, so decide what you want to do with your spouse with the help of God.
Awesome. So I think that you have enough handles from this episode, and it's been a delight sharing with you. We still have a lot to learn. We learn every day. We'll learn from almost everybody. From most people, we'll learn what to never do, but from some people, we'll learn what to do. But who knows, we might be able to learn some things from you. So why not give us your best parenting tips, particularly for the early years in parenting. Maybe you could also share some parenting tips for teenagers and all, but we're particularly concerned about the first year, the first 2, 3, 4 years, and how it was for you, or how it is for you now if you're going through that phase. And if you know somebody who loves love,
who is in love,
or who's praying to find love,
or hoping that love finds them,
why not share this video with them? Tell them about this vlog, and let's extend the conversation beyond the frontiers of our personal spaces. Feel free to share the links in social media updates and platforms in WhatsApp and Facebook and BlackBerry and all of those platforms. And stay tuned for the next episode as we talk about something very exciting that you do not want to miss. Until that time, bye!